Meta faces a $1.4 trillion reckoning in latest trial over social media addiction. We'll talk more about it in moments, but first, you've likely had your phone run out of battery before the day was over. Maybe you're on a road trip and relying heavily on your phone for photos and navigation, or maybe your device is just old and its battery life isn't what it used to be. Perhaps you tend to doom scroll or watch too many short-form videos to pass the time. Whatever the reason, we're not here to judge. But the next time this happens, you should be aware of ways to charge your phone when you're out and don't have ready access to a charger or an outlet. Beyond phones with removable batteries making a return, a power bank is your best option for extending your device's power. But don't worry, they aren't a pain to carry like they once were. Head over to Engadget.com and check out the latest from Mariella Moon, the best ways to charge your phone away from an outlet. And you've likely been prompted to add a passkey to some of your accounts. Passwords are familiar but have many issues, while passkeys offer solid improvements but aren't supported on all sites. Despite being an upgrade from the old standard in many ways, passkeys have their own quirks to understand. Because they're tied to a device or software instead of something you remember, you must take care not to get locked out of where you've stored them. It's also not as simple to share one in the same way you would give a password to a friend. But for most people, passkeys are well worth using over passwords, especially if you aren't already using a password manager to secure your logins. Once you understand how they work, moving your online logins to passkeys will save you tedious steps every day. The most important aspect is how you store them. Thankfully, most major operating systems and password managers support this option. Passkey versus password, what's the difference and which is better? Learn more right now at Engadget.com. This week, Meta heads to court in yet another trial over social media addiction and other alleged harms caused by its apps. The case is the latest test for the platform, which is facing thousands of lawsuits over its handling of user safety and the impact of its apps on teens' mental health. The trial kicks off Tuesday in federal court in Oakland, California, after Meta lost a last-ditch attempt to get the case dismissed last week. It could see testimony from top officials at Meta, including Mark Zuckerberg, and could result in record-breaking penalties for the company. The case stems from a 2023 lawsuit brought against Meta from dozens of states, which accused Meta of intentionally creating addictive features and violating consumer protection laws. The action came after a multi-state investigation into the company's safety practices that officials said revealed serious harms to children and teens. During the trial, federal judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers will hear claims from California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey that Meta violated state consumer protection laws by intentionally misleading the public about the safety of its apps. Those 4 states and 25 others are also suing Meta over alleged violations of the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA. The states allege Meta broke the law because it knew Instagram and Facebook had users under the age of 13 and collected data about them without permission. While Meta has faced similar allegations in other trials this year, the impact of this trial could be especially significant. California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey haven't publicly disclosed how much they plan to seek, but Meta said in a court filing ahead of the trial that states were seeking penalties as high as $1.4 trillion, an amount it described as outlandish. Judge Rogers has already indicated that number is unreasonable according to remarks reported by Law 360, but she also took issue with Meta's proposed estimate of $4 million. For Meta, the stakes are especially high because the company is currently facing thousands of other lawsuits that accuse it of harming users. Juries in Los Angeles and New Mexico have already ruled against Meta in high-profile trials that deal with similar issues. Meta has said it will appeal in both cases. Another loss could not only be a financial blow, it could give other lawsuits an easier path forward. And while Meta isn't exactly hurting for money, its legal costs are adding up. The company said it spent $2.4 billion on legal costs in the second quarter of 2026 alone. On its part, Meta believes that the state's claims are unproven and the proposed penalties calculated incorrectly. The state AGs may call this a landmark case, but their limited claims are unsubstantiated and their financial demands are vastly disproportionate, a company spokesperson said in a statement provided to Engadget. The jury in the case has already been selected, and opening arguments began on Tuesday, August 18th. The trial is expected to last about 6 weeks. Unlike in a standard jury trial, the 8-member jury will serve in an advisory role, as Law 360 explains. The judge will have full power over the final verdict and penalties. Thanks for listening to the show. Make sure to rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts. Today's show featured journalism by Engadget contributor Carissa Bell and was produced by Spoken Layer. I'm Imran Sheikh, and we'll talk more tomorrow.
Spoken Layer.